We're ready? Call the meeting to order, please. The workshop. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Nordby.
Here.
Councilmember Woods.
Here.
Councilmember McKenzie.
Here.
Councilmember Schweer. Here. Mayor Monge.
Here. Thank you. Okay, motion to adopt the agenda, please.
So moved.
So moved. Councilmember Schweer.
Second.
Second, Councilmember Woods. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Topics.
Thank you, Mayor. First topic up is I want to bring Ken Roberts here. He is our new Community Development Director. Been here a whole week now. He's got seniority behind him. And I'd like to just give you the floor and have you introduce yourself and tell council a little bit about yourself, please.
Thank you, Brian. Members of the City Council, Mayor, thanks for having me. Yes, I'm on day 7, but who's counting?
You can come and sit down.
But yes, I'm the new Community Development, Community Services Director. What would you like to know? Let's see, my career started as a planner in the city of Maplewood for many years. So somewhat familiar with the area. And then I worked up in Mounds View. Then I had a stint up in city of North Branch in Sago County. Then I was a planning director in Lake Elmo for about 2 3/4 years in, was it 2018 to 21. Most recently, I was city planner in City of Forest Lake before joining you all. Here at the City of North St. Paul as the director. My educational background is 2 degrees from the University of Minnesota. So I'm a Gopher through and through. And staff, again, so far introductory-wise and getting to know the city has been great. Nothing but good things to say about all of them, so it's been super. And very happy to be here. I live in Woodbury, so it's a much closer drive than driving to Forest Lake. It's a nice little side bonus, not the reason for the job, but it certainly was a nice factor. So happy to answer questions, and I'm drinking a little bit through the fire hose right now, but things are starting to click, so it's looking very good.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you. We're excited that the position's filled, and we're excited to start working with you.
Ryan's very happy to have the position.
I mean, really, the floor is yours. What do you have for us? What would you like to know about us? What would you like to see change? What are you excited to hit the ground running with?
Well, first of all, I'm not proposing any changes yet. I told myself to give it some time and just see what the planning commission is interested in, what the council is interested in. From Jason and I were at the planning commission meeting last week and had some good discussion there about topics to work on. The downtown design manual is on their list. It's not been updated since 2005. Still has references to the historical commission in it, among other things. So I think we'll be taking a look at that. My understanding is the subdivision ordinance is somewhat outdated. Brian relayed that information to me from the city attorney, Jack, or the other attorney.
Soren, yep.
Soren, thank you. I'm sure we'll be looking at that. Zoning code updates, if there's any particular sections of the zoning code that aren't working or need attention. I'm not aware of any yet, but I'm sure as the more I learn about it, the more I'll find opportunities for making it better. Even just day-to-day things, process improvement around the office. If we find something, we'll make changes to try to make it more streamlined and more efficient. And if you all have particular questions, concerns, either let me know now or send me an email and we'll put it in the work hopper.
Excellent.
We have a great planning commission. That's before I was mayor. I was on the planning commission, so I really enjoyed that. We have a lot of architects, a lot of good heads on that committee, and Jason does a great job of running that as far as liaison. So good. I'm excited to have you on board.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you very much.
All right, next topic up is Central College Design student presentation from 916 Student Built House Selections. So the floor is yours.
Welcome. Welcome. How goes?
Well, thank you very much for having us again. This is
Oh,
great.
yeah. I always look forward to it. I get some new ideas, some new colors, and
Well, I'm back again with my group from this year and another good group. And normally we would have Tom here talking about the status of the house, but he's at his own retirement party tonight.
oh, tonight's
Oh,
the retirement party.
lovely.
So, yeah, we're gonna really miss him and I don't know
Oh,
what
yeah.
we're gonna do next year. But anyway, for this year, we're real happy with what we came up with and what the house is all about. And have a relatively large group this year, have a little bit different floor plan to work on. So I'm just gonna, and we've got, you guys have the PowerPoint, so we'll just show you what we've got.
All right, so yeah, we're the design build class.
Why don't you come up to the microphone so everybody, yeah, we like to, if there's a lot of people watching, we're popular. A lot of people watch on one,
So,
yeah.
We're the design build class of 2025, and I just kind of want to introduce each of us. So I'm Josie. I'm Esmeralda. I'm Gabby. I'm Ella. I'm Ansari. I'm Taylor. I'm Jessica. Right.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome. Yes, welcome.
I guess who's the coordinator with the presentation? It's like, okay, so just, this is kind of like our project scope, a little bit about the area, and as Catherine was saying, it is on a corner lot, and the floor plan is a little bit different than the past few years. And it was just, a little background on it was we got the proposed floor plan to us, and there's a few changes which you'll see in the upcoming slides. And then as far as our design concept, we kind of looked at it as a fresh take on a transitional contemporary living designed without a specific client. And it's yet intentionally crafted with character, balance, and versatility in mind. And this new construction home blends clean lines with subtle warmth, creating a space that feels both modern and lived in, while neutral enough to welcome a future family's unique style. The home maintains a personality through layered textures, timeless finishes, and thoughtful spatial flow. The layout prioritizes functionality and connection, with the kitchen, living, and laundry spaces seamlessly integrated for everyday ease. A welcoming front porch sets the tone for hospitality, while the owner's suite with a private bath and a fully furnished lower level with additional bath and 2 bedrooms ensure long-term livability for a growing family. And then, sorry about that. And then this is kind of like the front exterior, the back, and the right. And then as you can see, we have our boards that we can show you a little bit of the samples and whatnot.
I drove past and it fits so nicely in that spot. I mean, it's really, the house really fits good there. Yeah.
Smaller spaces.
And in the shape of it, they did a really nice job of making it look good there.
Yeah. Okay, so who's doing the exterior?
I guess I can talk a little bit about the floor plan.
Okay,
So this is
back by
like,
Yeah. Okay. So I'll point.
so this is like the first floor plan that our builder, Tom, had gave us. And as you can see, there's that island there. This,
Kitchen and the
it's like a like,
problematic.
yeah, the 2 foot by 8 foot. We kind of saw that as a design team, and we were like, I don't think that will be useful. So then, next slide, please.
Now
Next
that's
slide.
downstairs upside down.
So
Okay,
some of the changes that we made in the main level were to just completely eliminate that island and instead do a peninsula. And then,
Makes sense.
yeah, and then with that, we also had that wall by the stairs was a half wall, but to kind of optimize the storage and just kind of gain more space for items and stuff in the kitchen and whatnot, we decided to make that into a full wall and actually have a fridge and then just cabinet space on both sides of that. And yeah, that's pretty much most of the
That
change.
laundry room a little bit too.
Oh, yeah, and then we also, in the first floor plan, the garage entry door into the house was outside of the mudroom, so then we just decided to put it inside and make it into like a mudroom, laundry room space. So then there was a place to like take your shoes off and sit and whatnot. Oh, yeah. And then if you could go back, thank you.
Those are good changes. I like them. Yeah.
Okay, that's the lower level. You need,
Wait, who's gonna do?
We want the exterior next? Okay, we go back to the exterior. Okay.
All right, so for the exterior of the house, as you can see, there's two types of siding. So for majority of the house, it's this lighter color, and then for this entryway, we chose a slightly darker color to really emphasize like the front entryway. And then we also chose this green color for the front door to really like draw your eye to the front, and it also ties in with some of the colors we used inside the house. And then we also used these lights on either side of the garage door to really like illuminate the front driveway, and then this one for the back patio. And then for the foyer, when you first enter the house, we have this luxury vinyl flooring in a light wood grain, and that is used throughout most of the house. And then we also have this semi-flush mount light to just emphasize the foyer area.
Then for the living room, we chose a warmer color with this white trim.
Yeah, can leave this for, yeah, there you go.
Here those two. And then for the laundry room, we have this blue color to tie in with the rest of the house. And, oh yeah, that's the next slide. Yep, thank you. And then it's the same trim. Then we chose a stackable washer and dryer for space efficiency. For the countertop, we picked a more simple one that just adds a little visual texture, and then we have a silver faucet.
Very nice.
Can't follow along in my
basement.
basement.
So for the kitchen, it's kind of funny that the wall color is showing up very green on that screen, but as you can see, it is this blue color. So in the kitchen, we'll be continuing that same color from the laundry room for the walls, and we thought it would be a nice backdrop to two-toned shaker-style cabinetry. On the top, we will have this white color, and then the lower cabinets will have a stained quarter-sawn white oak. That's really pretty. And then we're going to have this statement Vesuvius granite for the countertops. And we are continuing the same light flooring color. And then we'll have this matte, really pretty matte ceramic tile in a vertical lay as the backsplash.
And we chose these beautiful stainless steel appliances that combines well by the gold finishes, by the lighting and hardware. And then we chose the stainless steel faucet that ties well with the design and making the kitchen look cohesive and elegant.
Excellent.
Thank you. Looks like we're done with the gray stage, huh? Everything was gray before.
Okay, so for the main bathroom, we decided to go with this hazy blue, and it's gonna be all the way up on the 9-foot tall walls. And then up on the ceiling, we went with this gold orb light fixture, and that will just help illuminate the whole bathroom. And then we went with some black plumbing fixtures in there, with the white-ish cream colored vanity, just so it's not clashing with the blue of the walls, because we really wanted to make those blue walls stand out. And then for the owner's bathroom, we went with a blue vanity instead. So we did a navy blue vanity with white walls, so that it's kind of inverse of the main bathroom. And then we went with all chrome fixtures in there. It's the only one that has chrome fixtures, just because it's the owner's suite. It's a little bit different from the rest of the house. And then we went with these vertical pendant lights that will be on both sides of the mirror, just to really get that great illumination on the face when you're looking in the mirror. And that also pairs well with the vertical pulls on those cabinets on the hardware as well. And then in both of those bathrooms, we did quartz countertops. They're slightly different, but they are different enough to be ordinary, like different from each other, but still make sense in the house, and it's very universal.
So this is our lower level. It includes a large family area and a bathroom. So since it's a lower level, we decided to go for a bit moodier tone, as you can see it with the darker greens and this dark countertop that we have in our bathroom. So let's start with off the carpet. We have the carpet laid out from the stairs all the way to the down level, so it can be a good transitional look. And then we have this lighter evergreen fog color for the walls for the living area. The living area is a really big, open, spacious place where they have LED dimmable lighting, so they can use it for different occasions. As like they could use it for like a movie night, family room, pool table, whatever they are interested in it. And then as we go into the bathroom, we change a bit of our tones. So we have this really dark black granite countertop that complements really nicely with our vanity color, which is this darker green. And then our walls are this really beige color white. And then we have our flooring, which is this right here, just to complement the walls and the floors all together. And then it all gets connected with our matte black plumbing fixtures, and then we rounded it up with our vanity light up hanging from the mirror, from the wall.
Very nice.
Thank you.
That's pretty much what we have. I would just want to thank you guys again for letting us come. This is a big part of the class, is getting ready for this presentation, and they all come scared to death. And I thought they did a super good job. And thank you so much for listening to us and hearing our vision for this new house.
Mayor, I had a couple of questions.
Oh, please, yeah.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to. So were the design decisions made as a group or separate teams doing separate rooms and floors?
As a group, we all had a say in every single decision.
So was there any arm wrestling or?
On some of the things, we were a little bit iffy, but we ended up coming to an agreement on everything.
Okay. And then were there budget constraints on materials?
Good question.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. It was lighting.
Did you have to dial back your expectations of them?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the really lucky things about this project is we've got a number of vendors that we work with, and because both Tom and I have been in the field before, we have vendors that we know from past. So like the countertops, the granite countertops are mostly donated, and the ones that they can't afford to donate, they give us at a very reduced price. As with the lighting from Muska, they do a really nice job on giving us really well-priced things. So they know it's all about education, and it's all about the students, and it's all about this whole class. So we've been lucky over the years to get some really nice, high-quality stuff for a very low price.
I thought of,
We do have a budget that's almost zero.
I thought of one more, if I may, Mayor. I've heard now that you can find black toilets. Is that really a thing? You didn't, is there one in this house?
No.
I heard black fixtures, I was,
And black fixtures would be like black cars, impossible to keep clean.
Right.
Water spots.
Toilet would be pricier than
good job.
Yeah.
Well, while you're here, though, I do have one question, just because with Tom retiring, I know there's some questions coming up. If you're willing, would you speak to the value of this program? Are you happy with this program? Do you think it's worthwhile? If you could come up and just say a few words about that, what do you guys think of the program? We love it from a city, but do you find value?
And this question's not based on your grade.
Yes, it is.
Okay, personally, for me, I think that this was a really fun class, and just to also be able to go out, and although we had a budget and we were working with pretty limited vendors, it was really nice to get to know the vendors that were able to make this happen and work with them and almost form connections in this class, because that's a huge thing in this industry, is connecting. And if you want to start a business, that's what you're going to have to do. So I think that was a really good learning opportunity. And also just being with a group of people, and it's almost essentially a team-based environment. So getting to be on a team and get the sense of that it's really helpful for the future, especially because you're going to have to work with other people. You're going to have to, like Gabby was saying, like come to an agreement and stuff like that. So I think that that was really cool to just be a part of that. And yeah, and also having Catherine as a teacher is always really good, so.
You gonna be there for the open house then?
She gets an A.
Yeah.
You guys
Thank
gonna
you.
be there for the open house when you do the open house?
I guess we don't
We don't know exactly when it is yet.
Okay. Because I just,
I'll be there,
This-
yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
you
know-
should.
Yeah, it's so much fun watching everybody that's worked on it and, showing their parents, I built this closet and I did this.
It's
and
very
just-
rewarding on your guys' end, especially
Yes.
with doing the design. I mean, the kids that are helping build, it's beautiful. But when you walk in the house and you guys see what you designed, it's amazing. So-
If I
Is
could
this your
just say,
first
I
year
love this
doing it?
program. I love this
This,
program.
Yes.
yeah,
This is our first
every
year.
group is different. Yep, this is a new group.
This program is great. I love it. I love teaching it. It's a little intense because we have to do a lot and make a lot of decisions pretty fast. And especially when you have a larger group like this, which I love, it takes a little while for everybody to come. But they get to actually work on a project that gets done and they can see it. No other thing that we do in school is that.
Yep.
And I don't know any other design program that has a program like this. So I'm very proud of it and always proud of how we end up with it. And I sure hope with Tom retiring that we figure out a way to keep it going because I'll sure be there. But yeah, I think it's very valuable for our students, from the vantage point of our students in our program. We're just proud as heck of it and we love it.
Any updates on if they're found anybody yet? or-
Well, I haven't heard, I know they were looking at a couple of people, but I'm not in the in-crowd to know what's going on. I hope they just tell me in time, so.
Well, I tell you, it's been a blessing to our community, our neighborhood, the houses that they put in over the years. It was fun watching, at the open house, all the different homes from, 2008 or even before that, to be able to see all the ones that have been.
Yeah, that was a good video to put in. You're right, the open house is great, watching all the kids tell their mom and dad what they did, what they worked on and whatever. It's just a super opportunity for those kids, and the whole kind of communication between three different colleges, because St. Paul College builds the cabinets. So, and the city of North St. Paul, I mean, all of that is not to be discounted either. And this whole presentation is, like I say, scary for them, but good for them.
Yep.
And they lived.
Yep.
And so, yeah, no,
I tell you, I'm the envy of all the mayors around us, because they all say, oh, I wish we had that program.
Yeah,
Right,
it's a
so I
great-
hear that quite a bit. They're
Well,
all-
good,
they're all
good. So
eyeballing
as
it.
long as
Oh,
I-
that's ours.
Yeah, as long as we know North St. Paul wants to still do it,
Oh, heck yeah.
I'll be there. We just need to find a new Tom.
Great.
So in reality, though, that stuff that you get for that house really isn't free. I want a light that's discounted from this guy.
Oh, yeah, right, it's discounting. It's-
Yeah, that's
we just get
awesome.
a few donations, but we have to stick to a budget.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff isn't, like the siding and all of that, we go, there's a little, the students are used to working on whatever they want, because they do projects for school and they want them bigger, and so when we have to say, no, we get to pick out of these three hardwares, it's like, ugh, for
Yep.
them.
That
Yeah,
happens.
it's more real life,
My wife, exactly, my wife's a realtor, and these new homes, everybody starts clicking. It's so easy to click and put it in your basket. And
Sure.
then At the
Yeah.
end, it's 100,000 more than you thought, then you start
Exactly.
unclicking down the basket.
For sure. So, yeah, and then these students are, we only get them for 2 years, so we get to know them just a little bit. It's a 2-year program, yeah. But, young people today, they're kind of amazing. They get bashed a lot, but they're great. And they're interested in social justice, and they're interested in saving our planet, and they're interested in doing good work. And so they're a good bunch. I really enjoy it.
Well, thank you for your help.
Will they all be back next year then, or some of them moving on now?
Graduating?
This is their last class they take. This has to be one of their last
Congratulations, I hope you do well.
Congratulations.
Couple weeks from now, they're going to be walking across that stage.
Awesome.
Awesome. So do they get invited to the open house then?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'll have an invite and everything?
So they can,
Yeah.
sometimes they're off, by the time we have the open house, they're off to wherever they're going to be next, or working on a job, or moving to a different state or whatever. So as many as can will come, I'm sure, because they like to see how it turns out, too.
I don't even know, is it pretty much on schedule, the house right now? We haven't had
He
update
was
in
a
while.
little bit behind. I
Yeah.
know there was some issues with the painter, and I don't know what they've got for a garage door yet, but
Okay.
I think they're pretty close to being on time. So
good.
hopefully we can have a open house in, June or early July like we like.
Sure.
Last year we didn't have it till way late in August. By that time, they've all disappeared.
Okay.
So yet again, thank you so much for having us, and we really enjoy your letting us come here and do this presentation.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
we
it's a
enjoy
big
it too.
deal.
Absolutely.
Well, good.
Learn a lot from you. All your designs there. Like I said, even I figured out, hey, we're past the gray stage.
I know that was very good, yeah.
Everything was always gray and white, so it's nice to see a little color.
I'll give you an A2 then.
Thank you. Tell my wife that.
Yeah, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Well, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Whenever I leave those student bills, I always want to buy that.
Remember that.
Oh, hello. Okay, why don't you guys come in? Let's take a picture before you guys go for our newsletter. Want to go up there with them, guys?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Bring some change their mind every 10 times.
We're in pretty bad shape around here.
We can quote a circle.
Where would you like
Right up
this?
there.
Do I-
Or to get your St. Paul the back.
Where's the podium away?
good.
I think here's like, yeah, it's a bigger group.
Tell us where you want us.
Great, okay.
Right.
No, it's pretty good.
I would like to mix up with the council. I like to get a shorter everybody in here. I want to, do I look as young as you guys? Yep.
Great. Thank you again for your newsletter. Thanks again.
Yeah. Can we get a copy of that? Yeah. Super, great. Just put it around.
I have it.
That's right.
Okay, great. I'll send it to you. I'll get it to you.
Okay, super, thank you so much.
You bet.
Thank you so much. So elected officials are the important ones.
All right.
All right, next up is communications update. We have Ava here for it, and she's been here almost a year now, so she's made a lot of good improvements, and just wanted her to let everybody know what they are and all the good things she's done.
Well, that's coming through. Okay. Okay,
Oh, there it is.
here we go. Okay, so, hello, council. Hello. It's good to be back. It's good to see you. So, as communications and community outreach, I manage the website, the newsletter, and the social media, as well as all city events. So, I'm here to give you an update on some insight onto how the city's doing and in the community, as well as my goals as city communications and what to look forward to coming this summer. As communications, my primary goal is to increase residents' awareness and understanding of city information programs and opportunities. This means expanding our reach and ensuring more residents receive our messages and encouraging deeper engagement with the content we provide. So that basically looks like success is growth in social media. So that's increased interaction with our posts that we put out, more newsletter subscribers with higher email open rates, and greater attendance and enjoyment in city events. So by strengthening our communication, we help residents stay informed, connected, and actively involved in our community. So I'm going to jump right into the kind of numbers of it. So we recently did our website redesign. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see it, but I just wanted to go over kind of what that was. So the project was put into motion before I was brought on, and it's a scheduled and routine redesign. It's not a full kind of upheaval of the website. It's a new coat of paint. And so we worked to improve the design, have clearer navigation, and an updated look. And so we're also working on getting ADA compliant. It's a regulation that's going to be coming into place in 2026, and so we're talking about how to make us check that box. And so I also worked with the different department heads to update content. It is an ongoing process, and pictures and everything continue to come in. So just a continuous process of making our website even better. So we went from this, which you guys are all very, very familiar with, to to this. So I'll go over some of the things. So we have a search bar that stays there. We have a news section that switches through, newsletter sign up. We have just the upcoming dates with the full calendar there, and then the header or the footer section. So yeah, we're really excited about this. Worked pretty hard on it. So if you guys have a chance to go through the internal pages as well, the side navigation is a bit easier to see. We had some resident feedback that the little arrows that were there before were not user-friendly. So this hopefully mitigates that a bit. So I'm going to go through the website numbers. So this is data that I pulled from January to April. So our website views increased by 35% from January to April. Our active users doubled, nearly doubled, and March and April showed the highest user activity. But we think that's probably due to, more events coming up and more city communication, pushing people more to the website. Hopefully it's due to the new website, but we're going to see. So also some of our highest traffic pages are obviously our homepage, the utility billing, search, park rentals, and our jobs consistently have high attention. And then in April, we saw Civic Alerts, Citywide Cleanup Day, and the calendar section was higher activity, as well as the news flash. So people are looking for information, and yeah, it's good to know that people are coming onto our website and finding what they need to. So for social media, so this is also January to April information. So we had increased followers and engagement across Facebook and Instagram. It's a continuous improvement. We have, since I started, we've done more reels, which is just those short form content videos. We've added this year in January the business highlight videos and then some fun, lighthearted content. And so we're going to jump into the analytics of that. The posts like the scam alert text alert that went out in February or the citywide cleanup reminder that went out in April show that people want that sort of information, even if it's less fun. So it's a good reminder for me as well. So by the numbers, so March had the highest performance. I'm just going to run you through these numbers. So views mean number of people who it was displayed to. So that's the 240,000 across Facebook. And then our reach is individual users who saw our content. Content interactions means likes, comments, shares, that sort of thing. New followers, 179 is a great number. So that means 179 people followed our page overall, so from January to March. So we are growing. Our Facebook is our biggest community platform, which fits with the people in our city. So we're going to continue pouring into Facebook, but we also are still trying to build up our Instagram presence. It is less used by our residents, but it's still really good. And then just the highest performing content that we've done has been the business highlights, which is great for our businesses and great for us. It drives, more people are interested and hear about us, but also what our city has to offer. So in terms of EDA, it's a really good push for that. And then we'll go on from there. You can ask questions at the end of this presentation if I'm going too fast, sorry. Okay, so yes, our newsletter updates. So since I came on, I did a bit of a update on how it looks and kind of streamlined the content a bit. So we have kind of our general city news, and then we have city events, and then community updates, which can be anything from the community that reaches out to me, and then our upcoming meetings, and then any jobs that are being posted. So we're going to jump into the analytics of that. So out of 42 campaigns analyzed, so that's July to now, we've had steady growth in our open rates. Basically, the number of times that people, got the email into their inbox and then clicked on it. So we're consistently improving. So our initial emails were sent to 605 people, and we've increased to 646. And so a really good number as well is that open rates near or above 50% are well above industry average for cities. So typically around 35%, but as you can see in that last box, we're sitting at 49. So we are well above average for the number of people that are receiving our emails. We recently have put in a little slip, hopefully you'll all get it, in with the next utility bill. It has kind of a promotion for our city events coming up as well as for the newsletter. So I'm hoping that that will drive more people, as well as the updated website with that kind of, a lot of people don't know about our website, and so we're hoping that this mailer is going to really jump that number. So on to city events. So we had 13 city-run large events from when I came in, which was June of last year. And then that's not including, our ribbon cuttings that we did, our public sprinklers with the fire department, our guided art nights that are run by the Arts and Culture Commission, as well as the fire and PD events, the kind of more specific ones. So I just wanted to highlight some of the ones that went really, really well, and as well as that were new. So we have our Music in the Park, which happened last year, happening again this year, as well as our pickleball courts got opened, and we had that pickleball party. That was new. We had a national night out. We brought back the movie night in the park, which we'll be doing again this year. And then we had our Autumn Arts Festival, which was hopefully just big and getting bigger. We last year, at the end, right at the end of when vendors could sign up, I think we were at 25 vendors, and we're currently at 40. So we're just growing this festival and trying to make it even better. And then we had our first ever Holly Jolly Night that went really well, and the community really enjoyed that, as well as our Fire and Ice in February. And then just this past weekend, we had our garage sale. Last year we had 25 garage sale locations signed up, and this year we had 45, and we had to frantically reprint signs because we had so many people wanting to join. So we've had some really good feedback from the community. It seems like it was a really good weekend. So just gearing up for what's coming up, which I will tell you in just a sec. So looking ahead, we have Music in the Park, and then our first ever pop-up outdoor exercise classes. And those we have 3 different types of exercise. They're going to be at Housey Park in June, July, and August, and it's going to be for an hour. Anyone can join, any skill level. Because of the park, you can bring your kids. So really excited to try this out and see how our community likes it. We have our big truck night on June 13th, so mark your calendars, it's going to come up fast. And then National Night Out, movie nights later in August, and then our Autumn Arts Festival is just around the corner, as always. Guided art nights have already started going really well. We have already sold out of our next art night, so that's really good. Usually we kind of have to push, but this one was already full. And then December Holly Jolly Night, and so much more. So stay tuned and keep an eye on the newsletter as well as social media. And then as city communications, this is just kind of my next steps, things that I'm working on. So I'm continuously trying to find time to do our communications and social media strategy, which will include formal policies in terms of engagement. It's something that our city is lacking. So going to continuously kind of push to write that, as well as highlighting and supporting local businesses. It's been a really great thing for our city. And so every month we're doing a different local business. This month is Blue Nile. And so we're going to go over there and do some video for them. And then we're going to do some, always improving our crisis communication as I work with Fire and PD, and as well as strengthening our online presence. And that basically means, I'm working to really push our events through Explore Minnesota, as well as Eventbrite. And then always trying to expand video content. Video content, as you can see through the numbers, that's the best way to push out information. People like that better than just still photos, so just continuously trying to find, good ideas as well as the time to make those happen. And then ongoing website improvements and just continuously making our city newsletter better. So those are the things that, kind of the big picture ideas of what I'm working on. So if you guys have any questions or ideas, I'm always open to hear what you have to say. I really appreciate your support and the ways that you guys kind of champion the city, and I just enjoy spreading the word. So thank you guys.
I think dancing snowmen really help.
Yeah, of course.
Question regarding your exercise in the park, because I can
Yes.
see that being a largely attended event. In the case that there is rain, would you be rescheduling those evenings?
Yeah, so one of our vendors, we will try and reschedule, and one of them could potentially be inside or underneath that kind of like patio pavilion there. Yeah, just kind of working with the vendor to see what they're willing to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great job, Ken. Thank you enough for all that you do. Truly wonderful. I would challenge you and Brian to think and have a conversation to see if there's an appetite and it would fit to put an intern underneath of you. If that would be good for the city and good for you.
Yeah.
If there's an appetite from local schools, I think that might have value both to the intern and to the city.
Yeah.
Dr. Waldron about that before too. So, thought about.
Yeah, I'd be very interested in teaching someone my the ropes. So, yeah, that sounds good.
So you almost have a year under your belt. Everything good? You enjoying it? You seem like it. You do a great job at it, and some of the activities, and you think outside the box, and it's been really enjoyable for everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I really enjoy it here. Definitely have fallen in love with the city for sure. And yeah, just looking forward to kind of seeing all these plans that we've made, pan out and see what works and what doesn't and what we can learn from. So yeah, just excited for this year.
Really excited about the updates to the website. I mean, that looks really good. I mean, that's the way we have to communicate. I mean, that's we don't have the paper anymore. Everybody does digital online for everything, so it's good that we're doing that. We got the videos in there too, so there's extra things just to not just read it. And then the newsletter, I get my little ding every Wednesday, so I look forward I get a text and able to read it and keep up with things. I think it does do a great job, and it really keeps us informed.
Amazing. Thank you.
So one question I had is, you talked earlier about the demographic of North St. Paul being more Facebook-oriented versus Instagram-oriented.
Yes.
Do you see that demographic changing, and what kind of changes do you see how would we accommodate changes in the demographic of North St. Paul with the social media
Yeah.
that we put out?
For sure. So coming into this role, Instagram was not being utilized very much. So it's kind of trying to pick up something that was already kind of low. So yeah, trying to figure out, we have this great community on Facebook, and especially with North St. Paul Friends, a lot of that chatter happens in Facebook. So yeah, I mean, you're supposed to go where the people are. So we are staying, very committed to Facebook, but continuously trying to promote Instagram. And with the Reels don't just get shown to your followers, they get shown to, people around you. So yeah, posting that short form content will hopefully draw more people in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is Instagram has the opportunity to be more broad.
Yes.
Than just this community, so.
Yeah.
And I don't see us ever going the TikTok route.
Yes, I'd need an intern for that.
How can we support you?
Oh, good question. If you have ideas, ways that you think that you can help with city communication, telling your neighbors about the newsletter, that'd be really helpful. We put a lot of effort into making sure that we have the newsletter every week, and so yeah, the people that have it are really excited and happy about it, and those that don't have no idea that it's there. So I think that that's one of our big strengths, but also a weakness.
She's done a good job getting that information out there, even besides the newsletter. I mean, taking some of them down to the library so people can grab one when they're there, and so
Yeah. I consistently drop off 4 to the library every week, and they're always gone when I get there the next week.
I know that was brought up when us three were at the coffee, for some of the people to be able to grab a hard copy once in a while. Doesn't make sense for everybody, but there's certain people that, we can try to help out if we can.
Totally. Wonderful. Well, thank you, council. You know where to find me. So thank you so much for having me, and we'll see you at some of the events coming up.
Absolutely. Good.
Amazing.
Anything else there?
No other business. Maybe
We got a
we
little
have
time. if you
time on
want
our
to do
hand.
something. Yeah.
I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but running the bond fee idea by you guys. So the issue that we had with them, how it reads in the policy is if we prevent a vendor from being able to pull permits, you guys are the decision makers on how do you want to move forward. We have talked with them. They wrote us a letter. They expressed how, that they had just purchased another business that they brought on board, and they said it was a communication thing. They did have a couple of instances that they needed a permit that they didn't have one. So I guess I'd like your guys' feedback on where you'd like to go from here. They have tried to strum up more business, but I don't think just put a halt to it at this point. I think they got the idea that we're serious about it as well, but your feedback would be appreciated.
I think we should get some other businesses the opportunity to come into the city and do the correct work and have the business owners come in and then sit in front of the council and say, when there's a process. In fact, I just had my main drain scoped the other day. It was done by Coneco. They did a very nice job. The guy's a very top-notch plumber. He's part of the Vanis Plumbing Group. And what we're gonna do now is with the cast that we have from the house partway out to the street, we're gonna go back to our lower level toilet and we're gonna have it all relined all the way out to there. He says that if you don't check your main drain and you wanna sell your home, you could be liable up to a certain amount of time for a person that purchased your home, that you could be liable for part of their cost of the digging up of the next session. So I just had mine done, and with this lining that they're putting in of the cast that meets up with the city put in 2000 for our street, it's gonna cost $5,000 instead of $20,000.
Do you install a clean out on that then as well?
What's that?
You install a clean out on that as well?
They would do everything if there's any issues. He ran the camera on Monday morning, just 2 days ago, or yesterday. And he went all the way out to the street and I had a clean line. So what he noticed when I was pulling it back, all the cracklings in the cast. So what they're gonna do, and I have a lower level toilet, they're gonna pull my toilet off and they're gonna snake it from there, to double check everything to the main drain, and then they're gonna put a liner all the way out to the end of the cast. So if you don't have it checked, and if the city comes in there now, up especially on Buell and all that, if they find that they've got debris on the city property side of the homeowner, they are gonna be responsible for that past the city line. So, being that they ran mine drain, so I'm good now, and I'm just suggesting that homeowners, some should consider having this done in the future. Connecticut is really very honest about it. There's a great guy that we can deal with. I've talked with Jeff Doherty, the owner of Connecticut, and he'd be willing to come and sit with our group here and make maybe we can make some kind of arrangement that we could have a fair fee done for the main drain looks, and then the process would be on what they find after that.
Well, and this is more on an individual basis.
Individual basis, right, exactly,
So my understanding is it's really up to the individual homeowner.
of what they
who
want
wanna
to
go with. And
Right.
the bond fee just happens to be who some people have gone with, and they've not followed our policies.
Right.
My understanding also is that this isn't the first instance of them doing that, correct?
Correct.
Which, I guess in my mind, it kind of goes back to that old adage, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you, or however that works. So I think we're in a position where we have to enforce the policy that says you're not allowed to do work in the city of North St. Paul.
Okay. Yep.
I guess that's my opinion.
Does this come up as far as a letter or something?
Well, so the policy reads that they need to respond to council, which they sent that letter to you guys. So you guys, it's been in front of you now. So the next step comes from council making their decision on how they want to move forward.
And I think not just one company should come in and talk. I think we should have a couple of the more well-known, like Hero or some of those other ones to come in and see if they can provide a good service
Well,
and an
this
honest
is more
service.
about.
Each individual.
No, this is more about bond fee kind of raising their case.
Right.
About whether they should be able to do business in the city.
Right.
We're not looking for bids from other.
Right, no, I
companies.
realize that, but we,
So we don't need other companies to come in. We just need bond fee to come in here and tell us why they had this problem and should they be able to do business in North St. Paul. We don't need anybody else to come in.
right, right.
So,
Yep.
From my viewpoint, from what I've heard, this is not the first city they've had this issue with. So I don't consider it to be the one-off that they claim to be in their email. So I agree with Councilmember Woods where we stick to the policy, and I don't really have an interest in giving them special treatment or leeway from what our written policy is.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree with that as well.
we can make it indefinite, and if they want to come back next year, have a conversation, we can go from there.
I guess at that point, then I would be interested in seeing what changes they've
Yes.
made within their company to make sure that this doesn't happen again and, things like that, so. But at this point, I would say, we've told them, no, sorry.
Good feedback, thank you.
Good. Anything else, or if not, we'll call, it's 10 after 6, we'll call for adjournment.
So moved.
So move, Councilmember Nordby.
Second?
Second, Councilmember Woods. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thanks, and next workshop is May 20th, and we will start up here in 20 minutes for the council meeting. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.